On December 20th, 1943, a German fighter pilot pulled alongside a crippled American bomber somewhere over Germany. He had every right to shoot it down. He chose not to. And for 46 years, neither man told a soul. Second Lieutenant Charlie Brown was 21 years old on his first combat mission, a bombing run against a German fighter production facility in Bremen. His B-17, named Ye Olde Pub, was hit over the target by flak and then savaged by German fighters. One engine was gone. 2 more were damaged. The nose was shattered. 6 of the 10 crew members were wounded. The tail gunner was dead. The aircraft was barely flying, bleeding altitude, and drifting alone over the heart of Germany, hundreds of miles from safety. Franz Stigler was a German ace with 11 aerial victories. He spotted the B-17 from below and climbed to finish it. As he pulled up alongside, he looked into the fuselage. He could see straight through the damaged aircraft, through holes torn open by cannon fire. He could see wounded men. He could see the dead gunner slumped in his position. The plane was not flying. It was falling slowly, held together by the sheer stubbornness of its remaining systems and the crew's refusal to bail out. Stigler had been taught a code, not the Nazi code, but the older one, the aviator's code, passed to him by a mentor who had flown in the First World War. You do not shoot at a man in a parachute. You do not shoot a damaged plane whose crew cannot defend itself. Those were not rules he had been ordered to follow. They were rules he had chosen. He flew alongside Ye Olde Pub over the North Sea. He tried to signal Brown to get him to land in Sweden, where the crew would be interned but alive. Brown didn't understand the signals. He just kept flying, no doubt certain the German would kill them at any moment. At the edge of the German-controlled zone, Stigler looked at the American pilot one more time. He saluted, and then he turned back. Brown landed in England. 9 of his 10 crew survived. He filed a report on the incident but described it vaguely, a German fighter that didn't attack. He didn't dwell on it. He was afraid that talking openly about mercy from an enemy pilot would raise questions he didn't want to answer. For decades, the 2 men lived parallel lives on opposite sides of the Cold War. Then, in 1990, Brown placed an ad in a German aviation newsletter describing the encounter, asking if anyone knew who the pilot was. Stigler, by then living in Canada, read it. He recognized every detail. They met. They became close friends, closer, people said, than either was with most people they'd known their whole lives. They attended events together, gave interviews together, traveled together. 2 old men who had found each other across the rubble of a war that had tried to make them kill each other. Franz Stigler died in March 2008. Charlie Brown died in November 2008, 21 months apart. In a war defined by its brutality, they had found each other twice. Once in the sky over Germany, and once in the years that were left.